Hi, I'm Saurabh Malpani. I'm an architect. I have firm Artha Studio. We work from Pune and we are recently in this place campus which is the northeast court of a house which recently we have finished. It's a house at Pune and I will take you around. This is a house in Pune where client asked us to see the site. After seeing the site, what we think about the site and what can be done. So if you see, this is a plot where entry was from the southwest, and there was an old driveway which was taking towards the garage, and this was a garage with a caretaker's apartment, and the other driveway was here, drop off, and this was a temporary extension for the breakfast place. So client asked to see and review the house. That time we came, we saw when we entered there was a small lounge, had a small study with toilet, one bedroom, another bedroom, toilet, and the living dining with a small kitchenette. And this was a backyard for drying the vegetables and doing the small vegetable. And with the time, because house was belonging to 1955, so a lot of small addition were happened. So new house requirement was shifting the southwest entry towards southeast, because that was the only access towards south. Other was enter from towards east part, have a temple in northeast area, and other vastu requirements was having master bedroom towards southwest. Other than there were no requirements, but the requirement was not to cut any trees. So we were working out in such a given landscape, so we should plan such a way that none of the trees roots are harmed. So what was originally driveway, which we thought is a more sensible to construct there, because that driveway did not had much trees, and we thought to cantilevered foundation so that we will not disturb the roots of the trees, and roots of the trees will taken care, and so that we can have a proper foliage which was maintained. So we modified, we kept the old house. If you see the old house, this is the old house, where we kept the original lounge as an entry lounge. Study is converted into the waiting lounge, and then the toilets are modified and continued for a corridor. The 2 bedrooms gets converted into living room. We changed the living room into kitchen and store. The original kitchen became a pantry, and that continues the flow towards the dining. So from here, this much part onwards, everything was added around the house. So old house, what you see is this one with a gabled roof, but we decided to respect the gabled roof, but we will add our other with pitch roof. So we respected the roof, and then we started adding. The client being an artist, she asked us for addition of veranda, which is like an art veranda where she could paint with a water body. So that was initially started. Other challenges was they were going to stay in the campus, and we are supposed to build. So we started building while they were living in the old house around it. So house project was decided into 6 phases. This was a phase 1 which continues, then this was a phase 2, this was a phase 3, phase 4. Then once we gave phase 2, 3, 4 to hand over to them, they shifted from old house towards the 2, 3, 4, and then we got into phase 5. So when phase 5 was renovation of old house, where we modified and we added the entry, and then while doing the whole thing, the requirement of the swimming pool came. So this phase 6 which is there, which is we added afterwards. So once design development was done, we made scaled model for the bigger house, the main house, which is 1:50, and this was a working model, so we kept adding whatever we thought and we kept changing. So this is the one of the where the entry starts. So entry was designed in the salvage wood, which was made into green pattern, The idea or the influence comes from a Bhutanese or Japanese architect, where it was a wooden joinery, and then we have a stone slab above. Where once comes into the lounge, original lounge was very dark, so we made the skylight so that we have ample of light throughout the day without putting artificial light. And from waiting lounge, there's a buffer zone before entering to the main living. So living was converted by joining both the bedrooms, and we kept the original king post truss and we exposed them. Originally there was a false ceiling below the truss, so in 50 years nobody has seen the truss. And also we introduced a skylight in the roof, so that whole part is lit up again throughout the day. The buffer zone was made with the controlled environment, but has a salvage panel door which continues and makes this small pathway which leads towards the 3-bedroom cluster. From kitchen to pantry, one comes to the dining. So dining also, because client had a very beautiful furniture since their forefathers' time, so we incorporated what was furniture with the existing spaces which we have created. And from dining, one goes towards the veranda, and this veranda was made with steel beams and RCC slab. Steel beam was a reason because again steel columns help us to have a minimum footings next to the big trees. This is the jamun tree, and this is another trees from Konkan. So both the trees were coming into the planning, into the water body. So we respected their position, and we made around the very light structure in steel, and also the steel beams allows us to have a very minimum depth for a larger span. And there we have a small temple, which one of our contractors said it is a पाण्यावरचा मंदिर, like a Sarasbag which we have in Pune. Slab which was above the veranda was not accessible, but this is the only flat surface with a large canopy in the house. And once client sent me small video that please give us access above so that we can enjoy wine, cheese and wine. So then this small staircase which was added inside the courtyard, from there one goes towards the study and a guest room. So this is a covered zone, and this is where structurally our structure engineer really helped us to find the solution, how we can suspend the truss as well as how we can make the truss perpendicular so that thrust is reduced. From here, if we continue to the corridor, we come into the space which we always called as a pause for the family. So son, parents and daughter, they all can have a congregation and have a small chat before they retire for their individual rooms. So plan is very simple. So we collect the southwest wind for this room, also gives the cross ventilation, has a small change room and the toilet. So master bedroom also has 2-3 windows, because though it is in the southwest corner, it also gets diagonal wind and the view of the internal courtyard gardens. This courtyard was water courtyard was added post discussion when we executed the east court. The client realized is a very beautiful and gives the expanse and the calmness to the whole mind. So this was there was a lot of debate happened. Once already we have such a beautiful pool and water body, shall we add another water body? Because once we add another water body, what is the dynamics happens between the spaces? But this dynamic, when they wanted it, we proposed this water body completely different. Here this is cantilevered, here this is on its own like an island, and it's treated differently so that there is a very beautiful buffer between private and public space. Thanks for watching the video. For more projects to view, please subscribe at All About Architecture.